Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Follow your own agenda when dealing with women. Follow your own agenda. This is very key. This is very important for men because I'm gonna tell you a major issue out here. In general, most men follow a woman's agenda. Most men follow a woman's agenda and stuff. And either through just how they interacting naturally, what they've been taught. Because the woman's agenda, her agenda, getting a man's seed, having a man taking care of that seed, getting what she wants out of life. And her agenda, she can be ruthless about it. That's the woman's game. I've heard some fellas say, "Well, women don't have game." Yeah, they do. They just they do it at a certain level to get what they want. Now, that's in general, but I found it interesting that many of those same women, they will bend over backwards when it's certain men with an agenda. His own agenda. He ain't following them. Like the guys I call Mr. Goodbar, the guys who women are throwing the sex at. One of the things that set them apart is they only deal with women on their own terms. And when they finish dealing with that particular woman, they dismiss the woman like, well, she's the maid. Yet women throw themselves at that guy. Indeed, many women engage in what they call a challenge to get that man to bend to their will. They'll go for him. They know he a player. He probably done stroked about 5 of her girlfriends or something. Yeah, and they'll still go after him to be the one to win him. Indeed, that's a big thing with women, to win a certain guy. But it's always the guy who doesn't follow their agenda. And also for the fellas, if y'all like close to any women, have y'all noticed women, they could have about 15 guys interested in them. Generally nice guys who want to buy them everything. Yet they get pressed about that one guy who's ignoring them. I remember seeing that in college. There was this woman, and there was some stuff that happened. I ain't gonna get into it, but she had all these guys sending her flowers, doing all this stuff. And she worried about the one guy to be seeing and be like, whatever. It's like, come on. But that's the thing. Most men will follow the woman's agenda. Think about the economy. Think about the economy. Think about diamonds. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. They're truly useful purposes, like in a laser or something. They just shiny little rocks. Men will pay a lot of money for it because women like those shiny rocks. Or taking them to like dinner to eat at these fancy restaurants and something. A lot of times men ain't feeling the food there, but the woman wanted to eat there. Women got that cruel joke between their legs and stuff. I say it's a cruel joke because men will pay whatever. And a smart woman figured out how to use that. Some women will even blatantly say, yeah, I can control him. That's why I said I'm surprised. I say it privately. I'm surprised some of these level up type women talking about leveling up ain't talking about pussy whipping a guy and stuff. So they know a man to bend over. In fact, when you get men complaining about women, think about it. They complain about the women instead of saying, hell yeah, they doing that stuff. Let me keep walking. So they've been into the woman's objectives, her agenda. They reacting to what she putting out instead of just saying, you know what? This is my agenda. This is what I want. Let me go and do my thing. The men who do that are leaders. See, one of the things I always talk about, body game, and, I talk about charisma, I talk about masculinity. I don't talk as much about just being a leader, saying this is what I'm going to do, you either down for my program or not. Just by the very nature of it, many men aren't leaders. Let's be real. Now, even though I've said every man who has a family or something, he's the alpha of that household, but let's be real. A lot of guys just following somebody else. True leaders, which I consider a true alpha, they kind of rare. But if you that type of man who could step up to that, you dealing with the woman on your own terms. You dealing with life on your own terms. You're not a follower. You got your own agenda for what you're going to do. Like a man like that, if we're going to just limit it just to man gets woman, You know, that woman, she need to come along on his program, or he ain't gonna deal with her. You know, she needs to dress a certain way to please him. You know, she needs to carry herself in public to please him. She needs to make sure he's satisfied sexually. Now, if he's a fair man, yeah, he gonna give her some stuff. He gonna take care of her and everything. But even that is if it's part of his agenda. You got some men, they want to do all that. They want to, not because necessarily the woman wants it, because they feel good. Some men feel good to say, look, I got this, I'm taking care of her, I'm protecting her. That's cool as long as it's his agenda, as long as he wants to do it. Not because she wants. Too many men are bending over backwards, or they doing all this. Let's be real. Let's be real. You got a whole industry telling the man, say, if you do this, do this, do this for the woman. All right, but what if it's not a part of his character? If it's a part of his natural personality, okay. But what if it's not? You got many men wearing masks for what? Because it pleases the woman. It was like, please. I would tell men, be authentic, be who you going to be, you know? I remember I use an example with myself. I remember back in the 90s and stuff, a woman would call me up and she'd be like, what you doing? You want to come over? I'm watching Star Trek. Yeah, but you can come over here, dude. I'm watching Star Trek. That's my agenda. And then after a while, I started noticing, I tell a woman that she wanted to get into Star Trek or comic books, because that's my agenda. Because my thing was this. And this is important for any man. In fact, I would say every man should work to do this. You know, think about what you want to do. Do you want to give up something you love to do just because it pleases the woman? Or just because, or what if she said, well, that's corny and stuff? No, okay, but I like to do it. So you will find you had a fat ass, but this is what I like to do. If you don't like it, hey, move on. Hope you find somebody who's going to put up with your stuff. And it might sound mean. Somebody say you being a jerk. It's like, for what? A man, ultimately, let me tell you what. Every single man, ultimately, the most important relationship you have to have is with yourself, with the man in the mirror. And they ain't being mean in anything. Like I said, some women might try to coerce you or try to shame you or something. Like, hold up, you gotta live with yourself. You gotta look in the mirror. You gotta like doing something. Seriously, anytime you deal with a woman, I don't care. You can go to Ruth Chris or something. Shoot, I want to go to Ruth Chris. Shoot, I've been there before. But because I want to do it. It's my agenda. And if a woman cool, hey, she can participate, but it's because I wanted to. Not because she handed me a list and said, we got to go here. I'm like, I don't need that type of food. Her best bet is be like, come up and, suggest some place. And I was like, oh, damn. Yeah, I'll check that place out because it's my agenda. Like I said, it ain't selfish, but look, men got to lead out here. It's too many men getting messed up because they follow the agenda. Too many men, they walking down the aisle because that wasn't necessarily his agenda. It was her agenda. And see, here's a problem with that on a bigger level. This is why a lot of women don't respect men. See, women are funny. They'll do all their stuff to get that man. They'll do all that stuff. And the second he follow her agenda, she starts losing interest. And I've told women this. It was like, they might try to say otherwise. I've talked about this. I'm going to be, got this. I talked about this on my woman's channel. Told them. They might say something different, but that's what we seeing. That's what we seeing. Like the woman losing interest in a man as soon as he's following what she wants to do. So I'm telling the men now, do your agenda. Only deal with it. If you got to be celibate for 6 months because you following your agenda, it's better. That's better than having sex with 6 different women in that same 6 months, but they constantly pulling you off of what you supposed to be doing. And all of a sudden your bank account's empty. And if you dealing with them, shoot, they probably messing with you somewhat, messing with your confidence, messing with you. And that's 6 months, you didn't do your mission. Understand that. Like every man should be on that mission. Every woman he deals with, I don't care what she doing. She could be a CEO of a company. She need to be supportive of his mission. And that's how a man got to look at it, his mission. All right. And like I said, she can be CEO, become half her business. Hey, she can still support, even if it's just emotional support. But that's what a man has to look at, because that's his agenda. And even when a man is doing things for a woman, that should only be because that's within him, his agenda. Like I said, some guys, they want to be the protector. They want to be the provider. You know, they want to make her holler in the bedroom. As long as it's what he's want, that's the thing. All right. So you want to be that leader, your agenda, because you got to be comfortable doing it. Because the second you start following, you're not living according to your will. You're living according to her will. And that's not always a good thing. In fact, I can't think of an instance where it's been a good thing for a man to follow along what she want to do. I'm serious. I can't think of one instance where a man's followed along on her agenda and she respected him and he was doing better. I've never seen it. If somebody has seen it, please share. And please share. Don't say I've seen it. No. Outline when you've seen that, because I haven't. I ain't say it hasn't happened. I just haven't had somebody come back and say, you know what, man, I did everything she wanted and everything, and my life is better. I haven't seen it. I'm still waiting to see it. What I have seen is even the men complaining. I've even seen the women complaining. They be like, yeah, he's such an apple pie guy. He's such a nice guy, you know. While they like, you know, after they done, gave filato to, some side piece guy who ain't putting up with her shit. So anyway, follow your own agenda, fellas. The first, so other people might say purpose, which I praise your mission, but only do something with anybody, even other fellas. This is go beyond relationship, business, anything. Only do it because you want to do it, okay? Because it's part of your agenda. That's one thing. Some people say you being selfish. No, you be selfish for yourself, because at the end of the day, only you can take care of yourself. You got to feed yourself. You got to take your own shit. You got to make sure you got money in your pocket. You have to be happy, all right? Yeah, somebody call you a jerk, or you being mean. It's like, okay, but I'm good with it. All right? In fact, say it like this. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. What you going to do about it? All right? So anyway, I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.